Let's change gears just a little bit, but continue to talk about the election. Another battleground state, Ohio, is also playing a pivotal role, as we've been emphasizing all day long. The Senate race is also coming into play. Republicans need to pick up 4 seats to take a majority, and one race they're looking at is in the Buckeye State, where incumbent Sherrod Brown is in a tight race with challenger Josh Mandel. Pollster Frank Luntz recently spoke to the Republican challenger, and Frank's right now. Frank, where's Ohio going senatorially?
Senatorially, you've got a dead heat. The latest published poll shows it at 47-47. Mandel started 17 points behind on the first of the year, and he's been gaining steadily. And so I thought it'd be appropriate to talk to both Josh and one of the most popular United States senators, Marco Rubio, who is also in Ohio with the Republican candidate. What do you hear voters telling you as you're knocking on doors and as you're shaking hands?
They want leaders in Washington who can work together. I hear that over and over and over again. They're sick and tired of the gridlock in Washington. They want folks who can rise above partisan politics leading our country.
I think there's a lot of disappointment. 4 years ago, Barack Obama was elected, and part of the appeal was not his policy positions. It was the idea that he was going to bring America together and kind of enter and usher in a new era where politics would be elevated. Instead, what we've gotten is deliberate divisiveness. The idea that we're going to pit men against women, employer against employee, rich against poor, in a calculated effort to give themselves a better hand in election time. And people, I think, resent that.
Frank, I got to say, I'm a little jealous.
Candidates.
Right, you've spun off into your own talk show. You have your own Merv Griffin set over there. Where did that come from?
Yes, well, if that's Merv Griffin set, that's the poverty version of Merv Griffin set. These are two candidates. Rubio's got the language of the population down cold, and Josh Mandel has been gaining because he speaks with this anti-Washington mood. And also, I want you to play for you a segment that we did with some of the voters. This is in Dayton, Ohio, because you can hear the anger and frustration in their voices. You can see it in them. Let's take a look.
We're so afraid of 4 more years with Obama. God bless him. He has a philosophical difference that is nowhere near, I'd say, 90% Americans, and it's the press's fault. They have not held him accountable. They have not vetted him.
I am afraid of changes that I see happening, and once he's reelected, he doesn't have to worry about being reelected. So Katie, bar the door.
Well, I believe in what Mark Twain said. The duty of every patriot is to defend our country against their government when it's necessary.
What policies?
Quote, this war on women they've invented, by what they're not doing on our foreign service, not protecting our people out there, by what they're doing with all killing businesses with those regulations. What their Obamacare to begin with, that was rammed down our throats.
Frank, that's some anger.
That's some anger. Yesterday, I was with the Paul Ryan plane. I was in Ohio, Pennsylvania, Virginia, and Florida. Today, I'm in Milwaukee and Green Bay to talk to voters here in Wisconsin. And we are picking up this level of anger and frustration. And I will tell you one important conclusion. I believe that the Romney voters are more energized than the Obama voters. So some of this polling that shows Obama up by 1 or 2%, don't necessarily believe it. I think the Romney people will be coming to the polls. And we got some more segments for you tomorrow just to show you what's really happening in these swing states across America.
And Frank's swinging through the battleground states, and he'll be bringing that tomorrow on Fox and Friends. Frank, I look forward to seeing you and your brand new show whenever it gets its time slot. All right? Frank Luntz. Hey, meanwhile, let's go to something that maybe Frank Luntz might put in his own show.